Jim, how are you doing?
All good, just finished sparring, then a lot of talking and stuff like that, but it's part of the lifestyle now. But I'm all good, thank you very much.
Well, that's exactly it. Part of the lifestyle now. You have turned into this global celebrity. You've got 1 million followers on Instagram. But before we talk about that aspect, we want to know about Ben the guy, all behind the scenes of this global superstar. So I guess my first question is, where did it all start? Why boxing?
Yeah, that's a good question, really, because I would have liked to have been a footballer, if I'm being honest, but I got 2 left feet. Then my mum put me into ballet. I was stomping out the place, getting into trouble, so I got asked politely to, can you go somewhere else? Then I tried swimming. You start drowning and stuff, so I was like, what am I good at? So my dad took me down to boxing because I was, as a little kid, diagnosed with ADHD, bouncing off the walls. And I actually went down there for some discipline. But to impress my dad, I signed up myself, came home and said, I'm fighting Sunday. My dad said, what? I don't think you're ready. Had my first fight. Next thing you know, my dad said, you good? We're taking this serious. And we haven't looked back since, so it was a blessing.
Well, your dad had a big influence on you, but before we talk about him, you said that your mum brought you to ballet and dancing. Now, did she want you to be involved in boxing, and do you think that kind of ballet and dancing helped with your footwork and things like that in the ring?
Something like that. When I boxed, I got twinkle toes, so I got to thank the mum for putting me into ballet and dance and things like that. But honestly, when I came back and told her I was boxing, there's nothing. Even now, she don't like it. It's changed my life and it's opened up doors for me, but I don't think any mother likes to see the son getting hit, which I try not to. But yeah, she didn't like it. She said, can't you do something else? But she saw the dedication. She seen how serious I was about it. So as a mother she tried to believe in me the most, cook my meals, look after me like a mum should, and she got my support in different ways.
So you said a moment ago about getting into boxing to kind of give you some discipline and a route within your life. Now, you were working before that, I think JD Sports, wasn't it? Got sacked, am I right?
Sadly.
So what was the reason? You said about your ADHD diagnosis. Did you just find it hard to concentrate? Was it wanting to be, out and about active, and it was kind of pinning you down? What was the reason?
Yeah, there's many things. I can't really put my finger on it, but so I had 2 jobs. I got kicked out of school, like I said, for the ADHD. I wasn't like a naughty kid, but if it was quiet, I had to do something. I had to make people laugh or something like that. There was like little situations where I couldn't read the best, so to stop the embarrassment, I'd mess around, things like that, like a kid would. And then my dad said, you need to do something with your boxing because you're not making money now, so try and go to JD. Went to JD. My social skills was terrible. I couldn't really speak to people. I know you wouldn't believe it with the ring walks and stuff, but yeah, my social skills wasn't the best. So I hid into the toilet over the walkie-talkie. Whitaker, where are you? Where are you? Got caught on my phone, got sacked. And then my dad said, all right, then I'll get you another job. Worked at my local football team, Wolverhampton Wanderers. And funny little story, they said to me is, you can't eat in front of the fans.
Right.
I was like, okay. So they used to give you these meal vouchers, but you can't eat in front of the fans. So me thinking I'm clever, I said, all right then. So I used to tap my co-worker and say, it's food time. I'd go and get my little pucker pie, my Coca-Cola, and sit in the toilet and eat it. Not the cleanest, but I had to get it done. And I got caught twice, and they just said, hand me a jacket, that's it. Went home. Luckily enough, a week after that, I got called onto the GB team, and I was like, oh, well, God's plan, I guess. It worked out. And then I got onto the Great Britain team. They sat us down and said, one of you guys here in the next 4 to 5 years will be an Olympian. And I was one of that guys. So there you go.
You made an interesting point a moment ago about the fact because you are this showman that people don't necessarily think you're as professional or you're working as hard or all these kind of false narratives, but that's just not the case. And if I'm right in thinking, you actually missed your grandma's funeral to train for the Olympics, didn't you?
Are you getting all this information? Yeah, so we went to a training camp in Turkey, and my grandma sadly passed away, and I was very close to her, so I actually made the decision not to go, but my dad said it would be the right thing, and your grandma would want you to go, so I had to go there. Getting a bit emotional. I had to go there, and then
it's okay, take your time. We can pause, come back to it. Sorry. Hey. These are the things that people don't understand that you go through, and this is what's made you the success you are today. And
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
and hey, you made it into the final. You know, you got that silver medal.
And that's the thing that not many people saw when I was on the podium. Why didn't he take the medal? It's because of things like that, you know. Missed my grandma's funeral, things like that. And
Yeah.
sorry, I've not thought about it since you said it. So when you said it, it brought the emotion back. But that's part of the boxer's life, you know. You have to cut things out. It was sad because I watched the funeral through FaceTime,
Yeah.
and it was a hard moment, but it's what opened the door for me.
Yeah, and it is clearly very hard for you, and I thank you for opening up on that and speaking about it. Well, so when you're in the ring, obviously, there's the showboating.
Yeah.
Some people love it, some people hate it.
Yeah.
Everyone has an opinion on it regardless, but is it something you actively try to do, or does it just lights are on, you're feeling it, and it comes out?
Yeah, I think it's lights on, and it just comes out. Even when I spar, it happens as well. There's method to the madness as well. It's called showboating, but it's a tactic as well. I don't like to give a lot away, but it is a tactic. But there's so many layers to my boxing. I can come forward, I can stand there and fight, I can go on the back foot, I can stay technical, and I can showboat as well. So all I'm doing right now is showing what I want to show. Maybe there'll be a time in this fight where I have to show something different. That's what I'm excited about.
That's what I was going to ask. Moving forward, and the more you progress, do you think that level of showboating will continue? Is that something that is now just innate within you, that you're going to keep doing it regardless of who you're against?
Yeah, I think there'll always be a time in a fight where it will happen, but like I said, there's a game plan A, game plan B, game plan C, and I think that's what the great fighters do. They can always change or adapt to what's in front of them, and that's what I do as well. As of now, it's working, it's a tactic, and like I said, there might be a time when it don't work. I go, okay, that's not working, try this, and then that works, and then I can come back to the showboating. So that's what I'm excited to see, and that's what my career is about. It's about gradual step-ups, different styles, and then when you get to the world titles, then I can really start doing it then as well.
Did you ever kind of pick it up off someone else? Was it, because I know obviously Prince Nassim was obviously known for that side of it. Was it from watching people like him that you thought, that's pretty cool, I want to be that sort of showman?
Truthfully, no, if I'm honest. When you watch my first actual fights, I did the odd little silly little alley shuffle or whatnot, but I was actually very, very technical. But I was always out of shape. You know, I was one of those kids, just turn up and fight. And then the more I enjoyed the sport, the more I watched the sport, the more I got fitter. The fights just got easy. And then I just got into a style where I'd do different things. My athleticism came out. And then out of nowhere, I'm the boxer I am now. So it just kind of grew in me. Yeah. And I think, maybe watching a bit of anime, I became a little anime boxer in there. And that's what it was. Yeah, exactly. So I think it was not the boxers, more anime stuff like that. I was having fun in there, trying crazy things, and it works.
Well, okay, other than anime, who were your boxing idols then? If it wasn't Prince Nassim and people like that, who did you kind of look up to?
Well, I remember years and years ago, went down for a little caravan holiday down in Devon, and it was actually the year of Amir Khan's Olympics. And I didn't really like boxing, if I'm honest, but I came into the front room to watch what my dad was watching. It was breakfast time. I said, "Oh, what you watching?" He goes, "Oh, Olympics." I said, "Oh, okay." So I looked, and the fight that really caught my eye was Amir Khan's final against Mario Kindelin, a Cuban. And there's something about the Cuban style, the way he made it just look so easy, the way he hit, didn't get hit, the way he just swaggered around the ring. I thought, oh, that's completely different style of boxing. So I kind of stayed in touch with that fighter. I always used to watch him on YouTube. And I said that was my first idol. And then people like the Tommy Hearnses, Floyd Mayweather, they kind of caught my inspiration. And actually, my favorite professional boxer before he went down the wrong path was Adrian Broner.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that makes a lot of sense. Where do you see the next kind of 12 months going? Because I know you've already said you feel like you could take on Joshua Buatsi, Dan Aziz right now, sort of thing. What is your goal for the next 12 months?
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things. If you don't think you can beat those guys, why be in the sport? But there is a process to this game. You know, it's little step-ups, the right opponent, the right training camp. There's a lot that goes into, but for me, the next 12 months is heading in the right direction. Of course, a winning year, some titles on the way, maybe a headline, maybe 2 headlines, and just getting myself in a position where I am closer to those type of guys.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
very
Really excited to see you back in action, and we can't wait to follow the rest of your career. So thank you.